I am coming to you from beautiful Siem Reap, Cambodia, and today we are going to take on the contentious topic, Chiang Mai or Siem Reap? Which is the better destination for digital nomads, expats, retirees? We're going to wander a little bit around the old town Siem Reap, and we're going to get to the meat and potatoes of it with your big uncle. But before we do, I want to remind you, nieces and nephews and youths and youngins, not to get hemmed up in a developing country without health insurance. That's why this video is brought to you by our sponsor, Safety Wing. What's up, guys? I'm in Mysore, India. I'm chilling with this cow here. If this cow were to give me mad cow disease, I would want to have health insurance. And if you're going to live as an expat, you're going to want to have health insurance too. He's either biting me or licking me. He's licking me.
It's so cute.
See, if I get sick from touching this cow, I want to have health insurance, right? So Safety Wing is a good health insurance for people like me who travel around the world and live in interesting places. I'm covered. If I get sick in India, at least I got health insurance. Safety Wing is designed for people who move around and who travel, so it's the perfect health insurance for people who live our kind of lifestyle. The first place I ever went to in Asia was Chiang Mai, and I'm always gonna love Chiang Mai. And in fact, I feel like Siem Reap and Chiang Mai have quite a lot in common. And as I sit here on the Siem Reap River, it does kind of remind me of the Moat Road in Chiang Mai. In a time in my life, I would have told you that Chiang Mai is the best city in Southeast Asia. It's amazing. I love it. But sadly, I really can't say that anymore. Like, Chiang Mai has grown really fast. Infrastructure has not kept pace with development. Pollution is crazy. Huge part of the year, you got to run air purifiers almost all the time. Traffic is ridiculous. You're sitting at lights sometimes for 30 minutes at a light. There's a lot of people now that know about Chiang Mai. It's on everybody's radar. So that brings in the masses. And I'm sure it's been good for the local economy. I'm sure lots of people have made a lot of money on this, but it has had an effect on the city. So we're going to wander around today. We're going to talk about a little bit of the differences between Chiang Mai, Siem Reap, and why, depending on your circumstances, Siem Reap may be a better choice for you. So in some ways, the two places are actually very similar. Both have restrictions on how tall you can build buildings. Both of them cater to a large tourist economy. Both of them have decent street food, decent restaurants. But I would say over the last few years, Thailand has just become expensive. What you get for your money is just less and less. Now, you can still get good condos in Thailand, but in terms of food and things like that, you are paying a lot of money for some garbage. Like, I just came from Bangkok not even a couple weeks ago, and I'm in town for only like a week, and I'm having stomach problems already. I come to Siem Reap, and within a couple of days, I'm eating clean, healthy food for like next to no money. I feel like $1 million. Now, I know Chiang Mai does have some really good, healthy food spots, but a lot of them close early, guys. Like, you know, I'm a big fan of like pun, slow food, very healthy, clean food, but they're closed by like 4 o'clock. There's another lady in the old city, makes very affordable, healthy, vegetarian food. She doesn't deliver. She's closed at like 8 o'clock. Here in Siem Reap, it's completely different. Here in Siem Reap, you can find a healthy meal at like any time of the day. There's just affordable, inexpensive restaurants open all the time. Yeah, open late, open, you know, anything you want, really. And even Western food, like in Thailand, you will pay for Western food. But here in Siem Reap, you know, you can find places where you can get gnocchi pasta with like gorgonzola sauce for like $3, $3.50. There's a cafe that we like to eat at out here occasionally. They do sushi. It's like $3 for a salmon skin roll, and it's decent quality. I had their poke bowl with like tuna and salmon and stuff. Very good, right? $5. You know what that would cost you in a place like Chiang Mai? Another thing I want you guys to observe, right, is just look how quiet this is. It is so chill here. Also, it's very well planned because you can see that this area was built by the French. So Siem Reap has that French architecture, the French urban planning, just a very beautiful city in general. So it's starting to pour on us. But another thing that's worth mentioning is visas. It's much easier to stay here in Cambodia. Foreigners can own businesses in their name. There's a straightforward process for business visas. It's way, way, way more straightforward to be here in Cambodia than it is in Thailand. Even after you pay them all their money in Thailand, you still got to go to immigration and do check-ins. They're just going to constantly bother you. Whereas over here, you pay the money, you keep the work permit good, they leave you alone. They don't really bother you too much. And you can own businesses. If you want to buy a condo, you can own a condo. Now you can do that in Thailand too, but again, buying a property doesn't sort out your visa, and you can own a property in Thailand like a condo, sure, but that doesn't mean you can live in it. So I think for certain people, Siem Reap really is a much better destination. Now, Thailand has better health care. They have better infrastructure in terms of like metro system, things like that. Hey, Bong Sasadai. And they have better international airport connection, no question. It's a more developed country, but man, the days of Thailand really being like a good deal, I don't know. I feel like those days are kind of over. Chiang Mai has become crowded, expensive, polluted. And you know, when I come to a place like this, I still feel like I'm in a provincial town in a lot of ways, guys. Siem Reap is really chill. You see a really nice side of the Khmer culture, lots and lots of affordable food. It's very walkable. I know Old Town Chiang Mai is also pretty walkable, but I feel like this is a bit better set up, again, because the original infrastructure was built by the French. Now we're getting into like the heart of it. We're just behind Pub Street now. I'm gonna wander over. The rain seems to have died out a bit. A lot of the restaurants over here are like $1, very inexpensive along the market. Let's see. Both places rely heavily on tourism. And lately, Thailand has not been getting the tourism that they've been expecting. And you can see a lot of reasons why that would be. So there's lots of videos circulating about Thailand's tourism apocalypse. You know, I can tell you guys, I can see why it's happening. The visas do not make you feel welcome. They've got you jumping through hoops. Even after you give them a bunch of money, you're still expected to do check-ins and all this other stuff. Just a waste of time and money. You go to Cambodia and it's very straightforward. You enter on a business visa, you extend your business visa. You stay as long as you can pay for. If you're gonna stay for long term, you get the work permit. Yeah, you gotta pay, but at least there's a pathway for you to stay that's straightforward. With Thailand, everything is expensive and conflated. And then, you know, even after you give them a bunch of money, there's still no guarantees that at some point they're not just gonna throw you the hell out of the country, you know? And again, we're talking about a huge difference. Hey, Bong, sasarai, saksabai. I'm okay, Bong. Thank you, Bong. Akun. And also, you know, you just have much more going on here. Like, you look at what's going on in Chiang Mai, right? There's a couple different bubbles. You know, there's the old town, and that is amazing.
So just living in Siem Reap, in my opinion, there's way more like large supermarkets here that you can shop at that are affordable. They have a lot of different products from Cambodia, Thailand, US, Australia, a lot of different imports. A lot of the apartments have ovens, I noticed. We did an apartment hunt, definitely check out that video. Compared to Chiang Mai, Thailand, I think the apartments in Siem Reap, Cambodia, you're more likely to have an oven.
Another thing worth mentioning about the apartments out here is they're definitely more set up for foreigners. You have comfortable couches. You just have, in general, much more space. Now, you can find some cheap spots in Chiang Mai, definitely, especially if you go more into the privately owned market and you go outside of the trendy areas like Niman and all that. But, you know, getting from point A to point B in Chiang Mai can be really, really unpleasant. Here, there is like nowhere in town you can't be in 15 minutes. And I think I'll add to what Meesh was saying as far as like food and things like that. You can eat
Like the grocery stores.
even like restaurant food, not just groceries. Everything is a lot cheaper. You get much better quality local food for the money. Like for example, if I was spending like $1 a dish here in Siem Reap, I could eat at one of those street food stalls that are set up for the tourists along the river. If I want to eat at $2 to $3 a dish, I could go to any of these restaurants that are over here by the night market, right? There's so much going on in this area. It's so dense with services. Massage, I would say, that's a hard one because one of my favorite massage places is in Chiang Mai, Thailand. But I just found a really good massage place over here called Majestic. Very, very good. For me, the aesthetic of Siem Reap, I like it more. I like the French influence. I think that they've done a really decent job of preserving a lot of it, incorporating it into the city. Overall, if we're just talking about things like superficial stuff, like the way the city looks, I definitely like Siem Reap more. For certain people, this could be a better fit. You know, Thailand's a wonderful country. I've always had fun going there, but it's become kind of expensive. You're not getting the quality of food for the money that you used to. You know, now food that was once 30 baht is 100 baht, you know? And it's still the same low quality food. Whereas I could pop my head into almost any of these little stalls here, like these restaurants, all basically the same place. They all sell, you know, Khmer food for anywhere from $1.50 to $3 a dish, right? Some are better than others, but they're essentially all doing the same stuff. And I can show you guys here. This is why I wanted to have a walk over here. Omelet, $1. Now that's a Western omelet. That's not a Thai omelet. That's an omelet. Pancake, $1, right? Fried egg, $1. You guys can see. And again, I'm not like advocating for this specific business, but they're all like this over here. Now this one is also selling snake. So fried snake for $1 or $2. Okay. Cambodian fish and muck. So a muck is a curry, and that is a fish curry for $2.50. You're not getting that at a sit-down restaurant anywhere in Chiang Mai. I'm sorry. So we're hiding from the rain. We're at Khmer Taste. This place gives you peanuts and free water. Where in Chiang Mai do you get to rock up and get free bottled water?
Free Wi-Fi too.
Free Wi-Fi too. $2.50 a dish. I'll show you what the food looks like. You can judge for yourself. Now, I do like some Thai food, and I have had some good-ass meals up in Chiang Mai. But I gotta tell you, I eat better here for way less money. Way, way less money. Even Western food. And just little things. Little things like the seats even being comfortable. You know, a lot of times in Thailand these days, if you want to eat a good meal for a reasonable price, you got to go into a food court. Here, I'm sitting in this big restaurant, bucket seats, fan on us. Fruit, they're doing like a lemon shake for $1. Honey lemon for $1. I mean, like I said, everybody's different. One thing that's great about Chiang Mai is you can get access to the SEO community. There's free meetups, fantastic. It's a well-developed digital nomad culture there. Internet is very fast in Thailand. But, you know, the days of Thailand being like a really good deal, I think it's pretty much over. Places like Cambodia are on the rise. Thailand is seeing a decline in tourist numbers. Cambodia is seeing an increase. Vietnam is also. You know, I love Thailand. I've always had a good time there. But the last few times that I've spent significant time in Thailand, I couldn't wait to get out of Thailand. And that's not really something I ever felt before. But these last few times, I'm like, why am I paying so much money to be in a Southeast Asian city? Now, don't get me wrong. It's still pretty cool. Like, I still love Bangkok. I still love Chiang Mai. But if you're a prospective online worker, digital nomad, if healthcare isn't a major priority, it's much cheaper here. Food is cheaper here, better quality. Personally, I find the people to be more accepting, more welcoming, less nationalistic, more more open to living with foreigners. You feel like they want you here versus in Thailand, you know they don't want you here. You feel like they tolerate you, which is kind of messed up considering how much of the economy we make for them. And it doesn't make you want to spend that much time in Thailand when you see they're always talking about restricting foreigners in some way or making new processes that make it irritating for you to be in the country. But then they want you to put up almost 20 racks so that you can live in their country. And to be honest, guys, you could go to a lot of countries in the world, stay for a couple of years, get residency, they'll give you a passport. Some of the Latin American countries, some of the Eastern European countries, more and more, these places are becoming competitive with Southeast Asia. And I think, Cambodia is quite unique in that foreigners can own businesses, foreigners can stay indefinitely, at least for now. I mean, the business visas, there's been no interruption, you pay, you stay, it's very straightforward. And if you want to have a piece of this, you can open up a business here. It's a hard market, it's competitive, a tourist town, but people are successful. Very hard for you to open a business in Thailand. Now, Thailand has legal cannabis. That's something I appreciate. There's a lot of things about their culture that are very cool. But I feel like here, it's not only about that the country is inexpensive. It's not only about that the culture is cool. It's also that if you want to be part of it and you want to invest in it, you want to bring new ideas, they're welcome to that here. They're open to it. They'll welcome you in. There's a business community here that a lot of foreigners are in that support each other. And that's something I saw also in Phnom Penh. You get some degenerates that come through Cambodia, no doubt, but you get some great people too, and some entrepreneurs and people who come with good ideas. And, unfortunately in Thailand, there's a lot of barriers to that. So is one better than the other? I think it's subjective, but, for a certain person, in a certain situation, I think that the days of Chiang Mai being like the best little hideaway in Southeast Asia are gone. Everybody knows about it. Siem Reap still has room to grow. It's still small, still a lot of nature, still very low cost of living, very easy delivery, very easy transportation. In Thailand, the tuk-tuks are like a mafia. Here, they're on Grab, so you can utilize tuk-tuks as a realistic way of transportation rather than them just robbing you.
So guys, just want to talk a little bit about the electricity costs. So because Cambodia imports electricity from Vietnam, Thailand, and Laos, was it?
I think so, yeah.
I think it was Laos as well, but I have to double check on that. The electricity here is more expensive. So in Chiang Mai, it's going to be probably half the price as here. I think both places get very hot. I think Chiang Mai gets a bit cooler. So the weather may be more pleasant in Chiang Mai, but then you have to deal with the pollution. They have really bad pollution there, whereas Siem Reap doesn't. The pollution, I don't think there's much pollution here at all. Maybe it's water pollution, but air pollution, not much at all. So this is the eggs and tomato, and this costs $2.50, and it comes with white rice. And then we have our honey lemon smoothie, and these were $1 each.
And I want you guys to show me where you're getting portions like this. Even in the food courts in Thailand, you're not getting like decent portions like this. Like it'll be something like this much food, not a whole big plate of food like this. So, I mean, you will pay more for electricity here, but I think you'll pay less for quality food. And also you have a much better selection of supermarkets here. Now, some of them are expensive imported products, but, you go around Thailand, that's one thing. The Rimping supermarkets, they are straight robbing. And the other supermarkets up there kind of suck. Like in Bangkok, at least you have the giant Tesco.
Lotus.
The Lotus Tesco over at Ong Nut by where we stay is huge. It's great. But in Chiang Mai, it's like not really like that. Like, there's the Rimpings and then you're going to pay a lot. And then there's the other supermarkets and they're kind of like average. Here, even like little convenience stores have foreigner products, have local products that are geared towards foreigners. The competitiveness over like the cheap food, again, next level, you know, like you can eat a huge meal here and spend, for two people, spend under $10. You know, very hard to do that in Chiang Mai unless you're eating very like low quality food. And here, this is not that low of quality. It's like medium quality food with an environment for $2.50 a dish.
Okay, so we have the tofu with pineapple, $2.50, and then the vegetarian spring roll, $1.50. Comes with this sweet and sour sauce.
Waitress service, free water, peanuts. I like Khmer Taste. This place is okay, but I just don't know too many places in Chiang Mai where you're going to get a feed like this for this kind of price, especially this portion. Look at the size of this house. It's just a decent spread. So another thing that might be worth pointing out also is just the kind of ingredients that you find in these places. And again, this is not an expensive place. And it's just stuff that they bought at the local market. You can see the pineapple is huge, chopped fresh, right? You go to Thailand, a lot of the shit that you get, it's coming from the big sea, man. It's coming out of a freezer, out of a box. Now, of course, there's places that aren't doing that. I'm not saying that there aren't. It's just that you're going to pay a much higher premium to eat that higher quality food there than you will here. And, you know, what you put in your body has a lot to do with how you feel, your health, your mental health, your performance. So, you know, I'm a very strict advocate of just trying your best to eat food that is somewhat clean. And, you know, this is one of the main issues I had with Vietnam. Delicious, healthy cuisine, but, you know, a real problem with pesticides. Like here in Cambodia, it's not super hard to get like really decent, clean food. They have the same issues with pesticides, and they import some food as well from Vietnam. So it's not perfect, but at least it's not stuff that's coming out of a bag. Stop raining. That was a decent feed. Khmer Taste. They are pretty inexpensive, guys. I mean, you get fried noodles for $1. This is kind of similar to maybe Chiang Mai's night market area as well. This is Siem Reap night market area. And it's just full of services. It's very similar, but you can see the differences in the prices. So one enormous advantage to Chiang Mai is legal cannabis, but they do have Happy Pizza here. They have Happy Shakes, and they're pretty tolerant around here too, guys, to be totally honest. It's not the free-for-all that is Thailand, that's for sure, but it's pretty tolerant. You know, it's an easy place, guys. It's a slow pace of life. Once you get a little bit outside of this kind of central part of the city, you have a very provincial feel. One thing that's cool about this city also, and it's the same in Chiang Mai, but especially here because it even really feels even smaller, is that when you stop even for a minute just to say hello to somebody, they always say hello back, especially if you say it in Khmer, and it's always like pretty good vibes and smiles, and like, you know, you do get the feeling that people want you to be here. They want you to be in Cambodia, you know? And, you know, you don't always get that feeling in Thailand. You know, here, Siem Reap is a unique place though, because guys, this is not Phnom Penh, you know? Phnom Penh's a lot more crazy. Like, I still love it, but it is a lot more violent, a lot more crazy, a lot more mafia, a lot more drugs, a lot more ladyboys on drugs, foreigners, you know, sex tourism. Like, Siem Reap doesn't really have that much of that stuff. Like, this is a cultural tourism destination. So another thing that, you know, might be kind of a negative for some people is that if you're looking to teach or work, you know, in the ESL business, it's not a great destination. Pay is going to be very, very low. But, you know, that's going to be the truth for Chiang Mai also. Like, that's not a prime destination for jobs. Like, because both these places are popular with foreigners, you know. Chiang Mai and Siem Reap are very popular with foreigners. So, you know, whenever you have a lot of, you know, people wanting to be here, it's not going to be too hard to fill these kind of, you know, teaching roles. And, you know, this is more of a place where, you know, if someone does have a decent job, it's not very likely they're going to leave it anytime soon. So that's something to think about. Neither of these cities are really fantastic for ESL teachers. They're not bad though for entrepreneurs, but with Chiang Mai, you're going to need a lot more capital, and it's going to be more conflated. Dealing with the Thai government's messy. It's very paperwork intensive. It's another reason why more and more foreigners are choosing to check out countries like Cambodia. And guys, I don't know if any of you guys have ever been to Cambodia viewing the video. Some of you may have not. But you are in a country that is experiencing fast development when you're here. It's not like it's the 1980s. Like, this is becoming a modern place. Like, you see even here in little tiny Siem Reap, they're putting up projects, they're putting up condos. Even little Siem Reap is growing. They just finished a new airport out here. The infrastructure is improving. The government is professionalizing and centralizing, just like in Vietnam. And more and more, it's becoming a more efficient place to do business. Labor is inexpensive. English is spoken very well. If you have an idea for a business, you can have it in your name. And it's just something that's just not possible in Thailand. Like, you're always going to need the Thai partner. You're always going to have somebody who can possibly take the rug out from under you. Here, you can be legal and be in compliance, And it's not that hard. I know lots of foreigners who've come out here and started little businesses just out of their houses and been successful. So Cambodia has a lot to offer. It doesn't always get the reputation it deserves. It has challenges. Every country has challenges, but it's come a long way. I think you can see that, in terms of development. This is not a big business city, guys. This is more of a tourism economy. But where we're staying, I see a ton of long stay expats. Some are business owners, some are online workers, some are with charities and NGOs, but there is a lot of foreigners living in Siem Reap. And I'm not just talking about here to see Angkor Wat. I mean, they're living here. There's a ton of expats related services. Oh, shout out to this cafe.
So they have a mixture of Japanese and Western food. Very interesting. It's called Asa Gohan Cafe and Eatery. Delicious smoothie bowls, delicious eggs benny. Yeah, just a really nice spot to hang out at. Really good coffee as well.
I like this business, so I wanted to shout them a little bit. They make good food, and they're fair. They don't overcharge you. You get a nice environment. It's clean, it's efficient.
They give you free water.
Free water. You're in, you're out. Service very good.
So a lot of the places in Thailand, you will buy, a couple dishes. You'll have a whole meal there. And they still want you to buy a drink, like all the time. They don't give you any free water or anything in Thailand. Did you notice that?
Very rarely have I ever seen, like, I've seen free water where it's like filled with the little filling station, where they put like the bucket on the side and the ice, but I've never seen free water where it's like table service.
Right.
Like, that's something I've never seen. I've seen like the bucket, the bucket with the ice.
But did you notice they don't like if you bring your water?
This place across the street, also really good food. It's called Madam Sros, S-R-O-S. Very good food, very good food. Good portion, clean food. Here's Siem Reap Happy Pizza. That's where you can get your happy shakes and happy pizzas. So, pretty cool. Little Thai restaurant right here. Kind of a lady bar, Cambodia lady bar. But not over the top, It's not like Phnom Penh. You don't have, there's like hellups everywhere. I mean, they have lady bars, but it's quiet, It's small. There's not like a big congestion of them, really. Although some parts of Sok San Road is a bunch of them, but like, it's still nothing compared to Riverside. It's much more tame. You can see, look, there's just construction happening everywhere. So I want to show you another interesting little business. This place is called Leaf Cafe. And they make very inexpensive, decent coffee. So we'll sit out, cool out for a minute, let the rain pass.
So this is my latte at Leaf Cafe. And it costs $1.80.
All right, so this is the mocha frap for $2.25. You can see it's very, very inexpensive to have a relatively westernized lifestyle to eat decent food. It's very competitive, but it's a tourist-based economy. So, bear that in mind, like if you are trying to put a business out here, it can be very hard. There's only a few ways you really could survive as a foreigner trying to service a business out here. Is you want to either reach, the tourism crowd in a big way, or you want to reach the expat crowd in a big way. And here there are a lot of expats. There's a lot of people working for NGOs, a lot of people working for charities, a lot of money floating around in little Siem Reap that you probably wouldn't even realize. And you can see it. Go outside of like the New York bagel place and look at how many blonde-haired white people are sitting out there, at any given day, constantly packed, So certain businesses that cater to that market, they can probably do pretty well. So yeah, I love me some Cambodia. These would be opportunities that would be much harder for us to get into if we were in Thailand. Just much, much harder. The total cost for this 2 drinks here was $4.05. And it's got air conditioning. What else you need? All right, so that was Leaf Coffee. Cool little business. I'll give you guys a little Siem Reap walk today while we discuss this compelling topic. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I had a lot of fond memories walking around the center of Chiang Mai. When I first came to Thailand, they stuck me on the back of a pickup truck, drove me out to some random neighborhood. I was going to some Muay Thai camp. I had no idea what was going on, man. Crazy times, young, very exciting. When I first started going around Chiang Mai, one of the owners of one of the Muay Thai clubs drove me around on his motorbike, helped me find a condo. So the owner of the Muay Thai club, he took me on his motorbike, drove me around, helped me find a place to stay. I had basically my first meal in Thailand was like dinner with his family on a rug, eating Isan food, and it was such an experience. It changed my life in a lot of ways. It was profound, And Thailand is always going to be important to me, but over the years, that Chiang Mai is just not really there anymore. It's a different energy now. Now it's like where we used to train was like the edge of the city. Now it's where the superhighway is, like things have grown. And I mean, even little Siem Reap, you see it, it's growing. It's got some development happening here, but I just feel like the pace of life, the traffic, it's just much more relaxed here. You just don't get the same stresses that you do in a place like Thailand. You're not always worrying about your visa. That's a really big deal, guys, especially, if you're not ready to invest a bunch of money and you're not sure if you want to stay in the country long term or you just want to test the project. It's a lot easier to do that here. So 100%, like if you're coming from the West, like Siem Reap or Chiang Mai are still going to be a really good deal for you. They're going to be a lot cheaper. You're going to be exposed to some new things, new ideas. The two cities actually probably have a lot more in common than they even do different. I just think that you can think of Siem Reap as kind of like a Chiang Mai, but maybe 10, 15 years behind. And for me, that's something that I find appealing. Now, I know that Thailand's going to have the high-speed internet. Thailand has the high-quality healthcare. But now Siem Reap has better airport connections. So you can be in Bangkok in like an hour from the airport. So, it's better than it was in the past. And the infrastructure is getting better out here. The way of life is still relaxed. It's still a great place for a digital nomad or a retiree. And it's just getting more convenient. And even across Cambodia, I've noticed, service stations have improved. There's like Amazon cafes and proper rest stops going across the country. A lot of the highways are being finished. So, it's got a ways to go. It's got challenges, but, things are getting better. And, I can see why Thailand is feeling a pinch. Because countries like Vietnam and Cambodia are offering just much more straightforward deals. Vietnam is not that straightforward, but compared to Thailand, it's still a bit less conflated. Once you have your TRC, you're not doing immigration check-ins. You just need to keep everything legal and they don't bother you, really. In Thailand, it's like you got to pay them all this money and you still got to go every day. Well, not every day, you know what I mean. You got to go often or you got to pay somebody so you don't have to go, right? So, I don't know. To me, I think Siem Reap is better in my circumstances, but everybody's different and everybody wants something different. And for somebody else, Chiang Mai might be a much better fit. But I prefer Siem Reap. I know that there are some issues here that are behind Thailand, I understand. But I feel like I get something pretty nice out of it. And there's a lot worse places. They let you have a stake in it, guys. I can put down a business out here if I want to. You can get land, but you got to do it through a company. You can't have it in your name, but you can do it. And, there's not too many places in Southeast Asia anymore that are like this, guys. And you can see there's a little bit of traffic, but it's not really too crazy here. It's pretty small town living.
Okay, guys, so we're just walking through Siem Reap City. As you can see, it is like a lot less developed than Chiang Mai. Definitely catching up, but Chiang Mai, I think a lot more of the roads are going to be paved. It's definitely set up more for cars and motorbikes. Whereas over here, they have the in-between tuk-tuk.
Well, they have tuk-tuks in Thailand, but you can't really use them because they're just...
It's not through Grab, though, or like Uber or whatever.
There's one tuk-tuk app that nobody uses.
Tuk.
Tuk or something like that. And
I don't know. Might have went under by now.
The other tuk-tuk guys, they're all trying to overcharge you. So, Cambodia, the tuk-tuks are actually a useful utility out here.
It's like in between the price of a car and a motorbike.
And they have all different sized ones. They have big ones, little ones. They have the carriage style. So it really is.
They have electric as well.
Yeah, it's a functional means of transportation. But if we decided we're going to stay long term, what I would probably do is get myself a four-wheeler, just start going around the streets in like an RV or something, Like they got durian for sale.
I think it's in season now, durian. Everybody loves it in Southeast Asia. I had it. I like it with other fruit and yogurt, not really by itself.
Little small cafe business. It's comfortable. Apple cake and ice cream for $2.50.
$2.50. Can't beat that.
And now we're a little bit away from Pub Street.
I would say in Siem Reap, the portion size for the food is larger per dish than what you would get in Chiang Mai.
I totally agree. I touched on that at the restaurant. You just get much more food for the money.
Yeah.
And there are places in Chiang Mai that really hook you up, but a lot of times they keep really funky hours and they don't deliver.
And it's still like a Thai amount of food.
I mean, Chiang Mai, I just feel like sometimes it's hard to get enough protein in Thailand, whereas here I don't find it to be so difficult. Same in Vietnam. They have Khmer Taste in Vietnam, and they have the Khmer food with rice and stuff here. So you can always get a decent amount of protein and vegetable, and you don't have to really spend an arm and a leg to do it. It's actually it's feasible to eat pretty clean here for not a lot of money at restaurants or going grocery shopping at Anchor Mart. Sasarai bong? Saksabai?
I also feel like Siem Reap is a lot more chill, and there's way less people here than in Chiang Mai.
Chiang Mai is a big city now. It's not like it was before. It's like I was saying, my old Muay Thai coach driving me around on his motorbike. That would never happen now. Having dinner with his family on a rug. Nah. Now you're going to show up. You're going to get overcharged for the room. You're going to pay a lot of money for some Muay Thai. They have Kun Khmer here. It's part of their culture also. They just don't have infrastructure for it. So they don't have the camps and the tourist setups. There's martial arts gyms you can come to, but Thailand, it's a big business, and as it should be, because the level of Muay Thai in Thailand is they all do this boxing in this part of the world. It's just called different things. Here it's Kun Khmer. In Thailand, it's Muay Thai. In Myanmar, it'll be the bare knuckle stuff like Lawai, and it's it's part of their culture, the boxing. And Thailand's just done a fantastic job of building it into a big industry, and obviously Thailand's more developed, so there's just much more money and economy around the fights. But you can come here also and learn striking if you're into boxing. This is a fantastic place to find a little martial arts gym and hire a Kun Khmer coach, So there's all these interesting things you can kind of get yourself into, but the infrastructure is definitely different. If you just want to rock up have like a martial arts vacation, then like Thailand's hard to argue with. Like, you're gonna pay a lot more if you take packages than if you just show up yourself and find your own accommodation and sort everything out yourself. Obviously, you're gonna pay a lot more. But it is possible to like have that kind of experience. Whereas here they don't have infrastructure for that really. It's not like set up like that yet. Martial arts are part of their culture, but it's just not like really prepared for the foreigners, you know? It's not like you can go to like these camps in Phuket and stuff like that. So that's a little something for you martial arts folks. You know, both countries have their advantages. Chiang Mai has some of the most beautiful hiking. I mean, there's incredible mountains nearby. I mean, there's so many good things about Chiang Mai. Like, I love the city. I just don't love the growth. It's gotten really, really big, and the pollution has gotten really, really bad. And look, this is still like a small town here, guys. Like, yeah, but it has everything. It's very convenient, it's very easy to stay, it's not difficult to do business. So for my circumstances, Siem Reap gets my vote. You know, no hate, no, you know, I love Chiang Mai. I always enjoy going there. I got good business friendships up there, but it's a city now. And this is still a chill, little laid back. I mean, I guess this is a city too, but it's not a big city out here. And I like that, you know, for this type of environment. So if you're a little bit adventurous and you don't mind that it's a little bit more Wild West and there's a little bit less law and order, a little bit more chaos here, you know, Siem Reap might be a good fit for you. But if you prefer things to be a little bit more westernized, standards to be a little bit better, a little bit less adventurous, and nothing wrong with that. Maybe you're into security, and you know, Thailand can provide more security. It's more stable in a lot of ways, but that comes at a price, and it comes with a lot of bureaucracy and a lot of headaches, and you know, a lot of you know, political turmoil. There's generally here for the most part. You know, they leave you alone. You stay out of their politics, and you know, you pay for your work permit, you pay for your visa, and they let you live out here. It's pretty comfortable. It's a pretty nice place. A lot of foreigners like Siem Reap, guys. You can see why. Look how pretty it is over here. It's beautiful. You know, this is one of the most laid back and chill places in all of Southeast Asia. And I think personally I like it more than Chiang Mai. But that doesn't mean I don't like Chiang Mai. It's just like it's changed a lot. Doesn't mean I wouldn't still have fun, you know, just some old school night market, whatnot, you know, just different memory lane, or it's all good. I love it, but at least for where I'm at right now, this place makes a lot more sense. And, you know, as the infrastructure improves, I think more and more people are going to see it. So I hope that Siem Reap grows a little bit more responsibly than Chiang Mai did, and hopefully they can avoid some of the same pitfalls that Chiang Mai's faced. I actually think that Siem Reap should learn from the Chiang Mai development experience, because I do think Siem Reap, you can see, is growing, and you know, I hope that they grow in a good way, and I hope that they preserve the things that make this city very special. Because, you know, once you lose that, it's very hard to get it back. You know, and you know, I always love Chiang Mai. It's always going to be a place that's dear to my heart. But last couple times I went there, guys, I really couldn't wait to get out of there. I know if you sign a lease, there's a lot of good condos for not too expensive, but I just find food to be a ripoff. A lot of things are a ripoff. I mean, here you're going to pay more for power, but I feel like you have a lot more conveniences. I mean, there's pros and cons, you know. Apartments here are much more westernized, much nicer standard than I find in Chiang Mai. I really don't think you get much for your money in Chiang Mai these days, to be honest. And, you know, you can get okay condos, depends on the time of year, especially if you want to do a long-term lease. But I mean, here you can get cool spots for like 6-month lease pretty easily. You probably could even negotiate 3-month lease. I mean, it's just, you know, there's a lot of good stock for apartments out here. There's a lot of houses that you can have a business downstairs. And again, remember, foreigners can own businesses. So it's a lot of advantages to Kampuchea. This place is definitely on the rise. Don't sleep on Cambodia. It's got a lot to offer. And like I said, don't be naive. Don't be naive. You're not coming to Singapore. Yeah, you should know that, right? You know, that's part of this, right? But it doesn't mean it's a bad place, and it definitely has opportunity if you're open-minded. So if you're gonna go to Thailand, it's gonna be good. You're gonna, you know, have a good attitude. Thailand is amazing. You can make things from it. But if we're gonna put the two cities head to head, I have to give it to Siem Reap.
Okay, guys. So I think I also like Siem Reap better, but it's a bit early to tell. I did want to mention the healthcare. So the healthcare in Chiang Mai is really good. We got both of our yearly health checks there, and it's affordable, quick and easy, almost no language barrier at all. Very clean hospitals, and also dentists. We got some dental done in Chiang Mai, and it was really good. Siem Reap, we have not done any of that stuff here yet, so we'll have to see. So far, I like Siem Reap better just because there's a low population. And after being in big city for so long, Bangkok, Saigon, Phnom Penh, like it's kind of nice to be very close with nature. You have the river here. Chiang Mai also has nature, but I feel like it's way more crowded than here. Like you see the sidewalk, like there's barely anybody on here. Whereas like in Chiang Mai would be packed. Like you'd be going through people. Remember the night market last time we were there?
Oh, yeah.
It was crazy packed. You couldn't even walk down there without, going into a giant crowd of people. So far I definitely like Siem Reap better, but there are pros and cons that you have to take into consideration when deciding. Anyways, hopefully you guys like this content. Subscribe, share, smash the like button, share the videos. It really helps us.
If you guys are thinking about coming to Southeast Asia, I do hourly consulting as well as full relocation packages. I also am going to be doing coaching. I'm going to teach you how to get your life together, little nephew, little niece. Make sure you get at your big uncle and you remember to brush your teeth. Make sure you stay in school and eat your vegetables, and make sure you keep your teeth clean. Are you thinking of living, investing, buying property, buying land, working, or spending any significant time in Cambodia? Cambodia is an amazing country that offers a wide range of different opportunities for someone who has an open mind. If you're thinking about coming to Cambodia for the first time, we offer a consulting service for people who are looking to have everything done for them before they arrive. They want their housing contacts, their employment, their consultants, whatever they want to find in the country, they want it set up. That's what we do for you. We make it easy so that you don't have to worry about scams, problems, or other pitfalls that new expats face in this amazing country.